We here at Nintendo are proud to announce a brand new game for Switch, Bakugan Booty Blasters!
Here we go!
So, I have just a little question to ask. Why the hell did Nintendo think it was a good idea to hype up Bakugan Champions of Virginia on Twitter? For those who don't know the context, a few days ago, Nintendo announced a Nintendo Treehouse Live event in which they'd be showing off more Paper Mario gameplay before release. However, they also teased a reveal for a new title from indie developer WayForward. They're a really awesome studio known for making games like the Shantae series. For some reason, people started assuming that this would be a new Wario Land game, so Nintendo had to follow up and clarify that this would be based on a third-party property. Now, while I feel it was a little silly to assume it would be Wario Land, of all things, I think it was fair to expect something at least somewhat interesting when Nintendo's teasing a new WayForward game. For myself, reading into all of this while it was happening, I decided to keep my expectations down at 0. And yet Nintendo still found a way to disappoint me. After showing off Paper Mario, they ended up revealing Boobs Be Gone, Champagne with Velma, which, let's just be real, looks pretty shit. And before anyone says it's just due to the graphics, it really isn't just that. Even if it does look like an up-res shovelware Wii game, it honestly looks ungodly boring and just painfully dull. I mean, for other games, if the art style and game mechanics are there, you can actually do quite a lot with simple graphics. I'm just really not seeing it with this game. I don't really want to go into a full analysis on the specifics of the game itself in this video. Just take a look at it and judge for yourself. It looks bad, but hey, that's just my opinion. And I fully understand that WayForward's an indie studio, but even they've already proved that they can make fun and stylish games on a low budget. And I want to be absolutely clear that I mean no disrespect to the talented folks at WayForward. I understand that licensed games like this help fund games they're more passionate about making. Also, I admittedly hardly know what a Bakugan even is, but I can't even see a Bakugan diehards being very excited about a game like this. If this game was just allowed to be announced on a smaller scale and released without much fanfare, I don't think anyone would notice or care. This isn't the fault at all of WayForward or the Bakugan brand. This is fully on Nintendo. I seriously don't understand what came into their heads that made them think hyping up a game like this was a good idea. Sure, Nintendo has teased some mediocre or lame game reveals in the past, but I can't really think of one as unimpressive as this. They're not even publishing the game, so why did they feel obligated to announce it this way? Did they really look at this thing and think it was so impressive that it just had to be teased on Twitter and shown off to the public during their event? I really just can't comprehend any of this. But what could Nintendo have done differently, you ask? Well, the first option would just be not to announce the thing at an event like this. Very simple, but effective. But if they insisted on it, they still could have avoided teasing the thing on Twitter. How on earth did they not predict this leading to unbelievable amounts of disappointment for so many people? They could have just either been straightforward on Twitter and said, WayForward has a new game based on the Bakugan series to reveal, or just say nothing. And after the Paper Mario gameplay, just tell us, hey, by the way, WayForward is working on a new Bakugan game. Here's the trailer. There are just so many better ways they could have gone about this, it's insane. Just imagine for a second, if Sony decided to hold a State of Play event to show off more Ghost of Tsushima before release, but they also decided to tease a new game by that game company based on a third-party franchise. And then that game ends up having the graphics of a bad 3DO game, gameplay like Doctor Who Returned to Earth on Wii, and was randomly based on Beyblade. That would be an insane scenario, and it's just as insane that Nintendo actually did something similar to that hypothetical. But in the end, if you have fun playing this game with no life to it, hardly any animation to its human characters, and an art style that looks like the visual representation of Ben Stein's voice,
in 1930,
then have at it. But that doesn't stop me from finding this entire situation silly on Nintendo's part. To be fair, the battles are the best looking part here, but the animations still look janky as hell, and slowly throwing glowing octagons at big monsters does not look like my definition of a good time. But if you have fun with Baboonathon cock and ball torture, be my guest. I seriously don't care either way, it doesn't affect me. In fact, let's be real here. Does any of this really matter in the grand scheme of things? A little bit for Nintendo's marketing strategy, but otherwise, not really. I just thought it was fucking funny.